If you're looking to do some solo traveling, but you feel a little intimidated, don't worry because I may have a small solution for you that can help you feel a little bit more comfortable. So if you're looking to do solo traveling in the future, stay tuned. Welcome to this episode of Just Lovely Living, where we create the atmosphere for you to celebrate your grace, beauty, and style. My name is Tanya, and on this channel, I am sharing with you my journey towards early retirement and to do some slow traveling. And what does slow traveling really mean? Staying in a location 2 to 3 months at a time, testing the waters. I want to see if I like the area, explore the culture, and see how I can do it for even longer. I would love for you to join me on this journey. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and press the subscribe button. If you ever wondered how you can retire early and not too sure how you would do that, join me. Let's figure it out together. Let's look at some options of how we can actually retire early. So I want to thank you for joining me on this episode. Thank you to my new subscribers for this week. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed yet, come on, join the journey so we can figure this one out together. So I have solo traveled in the past for business, and it was a whole lot easier because the agenda was made for me. I knew exactly where I was going. Transportation was taken care of and it was paid for. That helps a whole lot. But doing some solo traveling on my own does feel a little intimidating. Like this year, I scheduled 2 trips with a group. So I started off solo, but then I met with a group of people, which is kind of easing me into solo traveling. Last episode, I shared with you my trip to Texas, how I flew all the way to Texas on my own and met up with a group of ladies that I only interacted with online. This episode, I want to share with you my Taiwan trip where I went with a meditation group. And most of those people were strangers as well. I did have, I think it was one other person that was in my actual class, but we had people come from Canada. Some of them lived in Taiwan. So it was interesting. Needless to say, it was a good trip, but I felt a whole lot more comfortable after doing these 2 trips with a group that I feel a little more comfortable doing some traveling on my own. Well, I first want to go back and share with you how I started with this whole meditation group. 15 years ago, I found this monastery that had a one-day retreat. Loved it. After I completed that meditation, every hour we would meditate and then take a break, come back, and we did it for a full day. I felt so much peace in that doing that meditation. Fast forward 15 years later, I am now looking to retire early and I want to start settling down. I want to stop all the hustle and bustle of climbing the corporate ladder. I think I've had enough by now. If I'm not where in as far as position or pay, if I'm not there by now, it's time to move on, to do some stuff that I want to do. So I wanted to find a way to just calm myself down, right? My mind, get all the clutter out of my mind. And I felt like that meditation would be a good start. So this journey of me retiring early started at least a year ago of taking those little steps towards where I wanted to be. So I found the monastery again. It took me a while to look it up because I couldn't remember the name. And they had a level 1 class. I went to the class thinking that it was a couple of weeks, and come to find out it was a 20-week class. Oh my. But I signed up for the class. I'm committed to finishing. Once I start something, I definitely want to finish it. The structure of this meditation class is we have 1 hour of meditation. It's really only 45 minutes because we do have a break in between. And then we go downstairs and we go to the lecture hall and they teach us the culture of Buddhism, teach us how to meditate, why we're meditating, teaching about the history of where it originated from, And it's really a great way to understand meditation. So I did the whole 20 weeks. And then towards the end of those 20 weeks, they start talking about this annual trip that's called a pilgrimage. Everyone around the world comes together to the main monastery in Taiwan. So you got different groups that are coming together. Because I started this journey off with a desire to have that eat, pray, love experience, right? Go somewhere where it's serene, peaceful, I can meditate and do all that great stuff. I end up signing up for the trip, still not really knowing the agenda and what was going to happen during the trip. Whew, whew. There was a lot going on in this trip, back-to-back agenda. Once we got there, ground running. We checked into our hotel into Taipei City. So we stayed in the city area for about 3 days before we actually head over to the main monastery, which is out in the mountains, very serene. And we had a lot going on, a lot of activities, a lot of places, a lot of museums, a lot of parks, a lot of food. Oh my goodness, the food was just amazing. And the hospitality is tier one. They fed us morning, noon, and night. In most of their restaurants, in the center of the table, they have a lazy Susan. So they're just piling the food up, and you grab what you want from there. So you spin it around so everybody gets the opportunity to put something on their plate. And just when you think they're done, no, they're bringing more food and more food. And this particular group is vegetarian. So, and me being a vegan, that was right up my alley. So we ate vegetables the whole time we were there. Excellent. It was a husband and wife that's a part of our monastery. They actually are from Taiwan, and they treated us to what I felt like was a 12-course meal. The first part of it was washing our hands with a bowl of water. And then we had appetizer, we had tea, we had soup. What you thought was the main meal may not have been the main meal. I had a mushroom steak that was out of this world. And as I'm talking, I will insert some of these pictures so that you can see that as well. Absolutely amazing trip. It was great getting to know the people a little bit more that are a part of our monastery that I have seen in the past from time to time. It was great moving about the cabin, so to speak, with people that spoke the language, they knew the culture, and it was a great way of immersing yourself in all of that. To have someone to speak the language to help maneuver the path for you is a great way to go. To find some groups that are going in the same location you want to go, the people who speak the language, that may be a way for you to do some of your solo traveling. Right. I want to share with you the second half of the list of cities to visit if you're into the arts. We left off with Florence, Italy, and the next one is going to be Lagos, Nigeria. Oh, that would be a nice place to visit anywhere in Africa, right? Would be great. Yes. Okay, what else is on the list? Singapore. So if I'm in the Southeast Asia area, it should be easy to take a flight from that area to Singapore. Berlin, Germany. I've been to Berlin, Germany. My grandmother, who passed last year, was German. And I did have an opportunity to visit Germany during one of my business trips, which was great. So I did get an opportunity to meet my great aunt and her husband, which have both passed as well. But it's always good to take those opportunities when you can, to learn about new family, to visit. And they took me around Berlin, beautiful city. I could see how it's artsy. And we went to a mall, which was exciting as well, because you can see the art within the malls there in Berlin. Chicago, I've been to Chicago on one of my business trips and out the outskirts of Chicago. And then I visit the inner city just driving around, not really getting out and exploring. But that's a beautiful city as well. Um, Bogota, Colombia. I've been hearing some great things about Bogota. That would be a good place to visit. Barcelona, Spain. I have been to Barcelona. I end up tag along on a trip with a couple of friends, and one of the persons wanted to run with the bulls. So we had an opportunity to drive to the city where they run with the bulls, and we sat in the stadium. So much fun, just so much fun. But Barcelona, so I've been to Barcelona. Melbourne, Australia. I don't know about Australia. That seems pretty far. When I was younger, I used to say I wanted to go to Australia, but I don't think anymore. It's not high on my list like it used to be. And then the final one is stateside, which is San Francisco. I've come close to San Francisco on one of my business trips, but it would be nice just to visit the city and see what kind of art programs that they have there. So those are the 15 cities that I potentially will explore during my journey of doing some slow travel as I reach for early retirement. Does any of those cities sound interesting to you? And which one of those cities do you see yourself visiting and why? And what are some cities you would visit based upon your interest as well? I would love to hear that in the comments. Planning for retirement is a process, but the most important thing is just getting started. Start with the simple steps. Start with small steps that will take you closer to your retirement, whether it's financial, whether it's planning out how you want to live your life, places you want to go, the people you want to see. Just get started. So thank you all for joining me on this episode of Just Lovely Living. Please like, share, and subscribe. I want to build this community so that we can share how we will retire early. We'll get to celebrate together, meet each other.